Welcome back to Mountain Connections. Now, I am thrilled to have somebody joining us in studio today. We've got Earl Foote, who is the IT guru and I guess the brain power behind Nexus IT. Earl, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, it's such a pleasure, Kim, and it's so great to be here with you, meet you. Welcome to Park City and to Park City TV.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. So, Earl, I know we've got a bit of a heavy discussion today, given the state of the war with Russia and Ukraine. So talk to us a bit about how cryptocurrency has been able to, I guess, bring some light to the unfortunate situation that we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, first of all, obviously the conflict is sad, right? The fact that some of humanity hasn't evolved beyond thinking that war is the answer is terrible, and my heart goes out to that situation and all the people involved. There are innocent people on both sides, and certainly the ripple effects worldwide are going to be, they are currently somewhat catastrophic and are likely going to be worse. But the role that crypto has played here has been probably somewhat unsuspected by most, it's really been interesting to see that how innovative people have become, and now governments have become, to leverage something like crypto, something like Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? Certainly we were having a little offline discussion, and when things like war happen or conflict happens, of course it disrupts economic systems, right? It disrupts banking. And not only in Ukraine, but in Russia, there has been disruptions in banking. And in the first days of the invasion, most banks on both sides of the line there kind of shut down access to any funds. Of course, there was some running on the banks, people concerned and wanting to withdraw everything. And of course, the banks were then concerned that they were going to run out of money. Mm-hmm. And so partially some of the shutdowns pre-invasion on the Ukrainian side were Russian hacks, shutting down those banks. But post-invasion, the banks intentionally shut down access to funds. Certainly that creates chaos, it creates concern. People suddenly have savings they can't get to, and now maybe they're unemployed, maybe they're on the run, they're refugees and they're trying to get out of the country, and they don't have access to money, right? It's interesting because cryptocurrency has played a significantly bigger role, particularly in Eastern Europe, but worldwide, it's played a bigger role than what we generally see here in the U.S. It's been for some time a very utilized financial mechanism, mm-hmm. And I think particularly when you have maybe developing governments and you have people who distrust their government and their monetary systems, cryptocurrency becomes more attractive, right? And so mm-hmm. people are more, they lean more into something like cryptocurrency, where that's a little more fringe to us sometimes here in the U.S. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, the European Union, a lot of people are employed by employers outside of their country, and sometimes the easiest way to get paid is just, because cryptocurrency is instantaneous. It's a transfer, and generally within seconds or minutes max, you have the money you need. It's not a wire transfer that can take days, that's costly, and so we've seen, it's been really interesting, there's some stories and articles coming up of Ukrainians that were in foreign countries that were stranded, couldn't get access to funds, but they were able to access crypto ATMs. They were able to withdraw and are subsisting right now off of cryptocurrency they had banked up. We're seeing the Ukrainian government, they actually have raised $60 million in cryptocurrency. Wow. To fund the war, right? Donations, and anybody worldwide can go donate, to the Ukrainian government at the moment. We're seeing Ukrainians selling digital products and NFTs mm-hmm. and stuff like that in order to subsist right now, which is a really innovative, cool idea. In fact, I've even seen small children selling sketches on Etsy, with the help of their parents. And they're selling a sketch or a drawing for $5, and they can sell that same digital, print for they can sell it hundreds of times or thousands of times, and thereby help support their families. Now, you've got to be careful. There are scammers, of course. The bad actors also, when good things come to light, they leverage those good things. And so, do your research. If you're hoping to support any sort of entity, if you're hoping to use cryptocurrency, to do that, an entity or a person, do some background work and make sure that that it's legitimate, that your money and your funds are going to the right locations, and that you're not helping fund either, you're not helping to fund war, and you're not helping to fund criminals, who are potentially, malicious in the whole situation.
Absolutely. Now, I find the concept of cryptocurrency and NFTs so inspiring and hopeful, because it's a way for me to directly impact versus necessarily giving it to an organization, and you don't know where the funds are going. So I think this is just a really great opportunity to be able to directly help as best as possible.
Yeah, it really is quite fascinating. And again, if you do your research and you know that your money's going to the right place, the unfortunate reality is oftentimes, nonprofits, while well-intentioned, they have operational expenses, and sometimes 40% of donations end up in the hands of the cause. And so it's a way to make a direct impact and directly impact individual lives and families, right? So it's been really cool to see this evolution and the role it's played, and certainly the good side of humanity coming out in the midst of the worst display of humanity as well.
Now, moving on from something something so heavy, tell us a bit about how important it is to keep your phone clean and to clear the cookies and the caches from your phone.
Yeah, very good. Many people don't understand that even as just an everyday consumer of a mobile device, that you place your privacy at significant risk, your privacy and security, and oftentimes we're haphazard about how we utilize technology, and particularly mobile technology that we carry with us everywhere we go. And all of those little applications that are that you download on your phone, the applications and the games that you install from social media, all of those things they play a role, and oftentimes, depending upon the level of legitimacy of that application, they may even be spying on you. They may be gathering data about you. They may be, because some of these are, frankly, they're authored by people with malicious intent. They are looking to find out what they can about you in order to compromise your identity, steal from you, or even just sell your data. And even the big companies, that's one of their big plays. Certainly, Apple, is making lots of headway in respecting people's privacy and data in recent years. But a lot of the big, tech juggernauts, their play is to gather as much data as they can about you, to understand your buying habits, to understand your behaviors, not only to leverage that, in order to get you to buy, but also sell that to parties that are willing to pay big money for it, right? So most definitely on your phone, if you're not actively utilizing applications, uninstall them, get rid of them, clear the cache on those applications, and yes, clear out from your browsers, on regular occasion, clear out cookies. Cookies track you. Cookies track your activity on the internet, right? And so, if the cookie is irrelevant to you, you want to get rid of it. And so I would make a practice of, every month or so, just clear out all the cookies and all the unused stuff on your mobile devices. Not just your mobile device, but your laptops and your computers and everything. That's part of the corporate type of cybersecurity maintenance services we do, right, for businesses as well. But just be careful as well as you're clearing out your cookies. A lot of people end up clearing all their cookies, and then things that they saved and needed, like important access to certain accounts and stuff like that, they lose that, and so then they have to work to recover it, and sometimes create a headache. So you have to be somewhat methodical about just going through your cookies, picking and choosing what what you don't need, and dumping what isn't relevant to you in the moment.
Absolutely. Now we have something very exciting. Now you and the team at Nexus IT have just won the Business Influencer of the Year award. So really excited for you. Congratulations on that. And I'm sure that's definitely added a lot of validity to your business and your services.
Yeah, thank you, Kim. I really appreciate that. This wasn't something that I applied for or really even knew about, but I found out about it once I was nominated and applications had been submitted. I'm deeply honored, but I do very much feel like it's a team win. I can't show up in the public eye without having an amazing team behind me that continually supports each other, that support our clients, that take impeccable care of the business. And so it gives me the opportunity to engage more in the community, to engage with startup ecosystems, and to try to add value into the community as much as I can. And so I'm deeply honored. I'm more honored actually by our CRN Pioneer 250 Award. We were recognized a couple weeks ago in Dallas as one of the top 250 MSSPs in the nation for being innovative and disruptive in the space. And definitely I'm super excited about our team winning that award, and continually being on the cusp of our industry, and being somebody that nationwide, a lot of people in our industry are looking towards us to see what we're doing and how we're adding value into the ecosystem, and how we're adding value into our partner relationships. So that's a wonderful accolade that I'm quite proud of as well.
Well, you are obviously a wealth of knowledge, and I know we've had a very short amount of time to cover some really important topics, and so I appreciate you taking a few minutes of your day, especially now that you're in such high demand, and we really appreciate having you here on Mountain Connection. So thanks for joining us, Earl, and we wish the best of luck to you.
Thank you so much, Kim. Such
Absolutely.
a pleasure.